Greetings, I'm Adrienne Southworth, your Senator from the 7th District. This is a 2024 update to my video series on issues that constituents care about in Anderson, Henry, Shelby, and Southeast Jefferson counties. I want to welcome Chris today, who is the kind of constituent everybody wants. He's always doing 4 things at once, 2 for his family, 2 for his church and community, and none for himself. Thank you for everything that you do, because it's amazing. I'm glad to know you.
Well, first of all, thank you for saying that. I mean, it's an honor to hear that from you, honestly, because as I've followed you as being a senator, that's exactly what I see from you. I can reach out to you at any time of the day and you're not even my senator, and I'm always going to get a call back, a text back. I don't see you doing anything for yourself, but you do so much for Kentucky. I think, you know, being raised in Kentucky, everybody may not be a Christian in Kentucky, but we all understand like those Christian values. We understand the strength that we draw from our faith, that we can actually look at the results of what someone does and or says they're going to do, right? When someone says they're going to do something, then they actually do it. You can say there's something different about that person, because we don't see that in leadership enough today.
Unfortunately, yeah. I mean, Frankfort's filled, you know, I don't have to tell you, it's preaching to the choir.
Absolutely.
With people who are, you know, say whatever they need to get by and then keep skating.
Yeah, absolutely. And what I truly value about you and about our friendship is that from the first time I met you, there was a sense of I belonged to your community. You know, you're meeting with me, I think the first time I met you is in Nelson County. And you're meeting with me as if I'm part of your constituents, because you see us that way. You see, just because you represent your constituents, you know that the decisions you make are going to affect the entire state. And therefore it's going to affect me. It's going to affect my family, my children, my grandchildren. And that's what matters to me.
Well, I appreciate just the focus on the people, because we're over here trying to do government of, by, and for the people. And I feel like that gets lost a lot. And so when I go to the Senate floor, you know, there's the Frankfort bubble has kind of grown and encapsulated everybody. And I even sometimes am in meetings myself going, well, this sounds amazing, but I have to step back and hit that reset button and go, okay, I know this is the meetings in Frankfort, like I call them, and it's really not probably that way. And let's get to the bottom of what's really going on. And then I can hit a reset button by, you know, calling my constituents or saying, hey, do you know about this? And they can help get me back on the ground. Or just imagining going there, I can get myself back on the ground sometimes. It's thinking back about the people at home.
Yeah, you know, from my point of view, it gets frustrating sometimes, because, you know, I look at what's happening in Frankfort, and I remember before, you know, I started to have my eyes opened about what's really happening in our legislature. I was like, wow, you know, I see the conservative, you know, movement growing and growing and growing, and we've become a supermajority. And that's when I started to realize that they're still not making real conservative movements.
Have we used it? Yeah.
Right, we haven't used it. And it becomes so frustrating. And then, you know, roll that into where I start following you and watching what you're doing, seeing you get ostracized for doing exactly what 80% of the people in Frankfort should be doing for us. And then how are you getting ostracized for exactly doing that and speaking out to what the people of Kentucky truly want? And that also saddens me, because I don't think enough people in Kentucky are actually paying attention to what individuals are doing, how those votes are actually going, or even what the bills are truly intended for. And that's something else I appreciate, is that anytime I've asked you about, hey, what's your opinion on this bill, And sometimes I even have the wrong idea because of the way they're written. And then you lay it out for me in such a way that I can understand it and share it with others.
Understand it and not tell you from Frankfort what thou shalt believe. Yes.
Right, exactly.
I've been on the receiving end of that, either as a senator or as a person. So,
right.
Well, thanks so much for just being here, taking the time out. Obviously, like I said, this is government of, by, and for the people, and it takes us, the constituents, and the officials to get it all done. And so we're just going to keep doing that. And don't forget, I mean, you've got friends in my district, and you talk to people. May 21st is the election, so make sure everybody gets out and votes.
Absolutely. It's an honor. Thank you very much for having me.
Thank you.
Share this video with your friends in Anderson, Henry, Shelby, and Southeast Jefferson County. And on May 21st, be sure to vote for Adrienne Southworth.